As the title suggests, I want to talk about what is in my humble opinion the most underrated guitar of all time. And after clicking on this video, it might not be what you expected. It's not going to be something like an SG, Jazzmaster, not a Variax or an Acoustasonic or some kind of baritone. But we're getting warmer with that last one. The answer is actually pretty simple. If you ask me, the most underrated guitar of all time is actually the good old bass guitar. And I will explain you why I feel that way. The bass guitar has an undeserved bad reputation among many musicians, especially guitar players and even more so in rock music. Because a lot of us think it's as simple as just playing along with the root notes or as difficult as slapping around like a madman. But there is a big playing field between AC/DC and Red Hot Chili Peppers that gets overlooked. Playing bass doesn't have to be boring or overly complicated. But above all that, many of us seem to forget how important the bass actually is. Let's go back to the part I played earlier, but take the bass away. That doesn't sound nearly as cool if you ask me. The bass is an important connecting factor between the drums and the guitars. It's equally part of the drum's rhythm and groove as it is to the guitar's melody and harmony. But unfortunately, it seems like most people are no longer picking up the bass guitar. Because the normal guitar is a bit flashier, more present, you can do solos and all that kind of stuff. A lot of bass players these days are actually guitar players that also started playing bass. That's how I started myself. I picked up the bass 1 year after I started playing guitar. Yet, I don't think it's interesting to see myself as either a guitar or a bass player. I see myself as a musician and I'm happy to play bass as a part of that. For years I mostly played bass on studio recordings with a live session here or there. Until me and a guitar playing friend decided to start a new band and I actively chose to play bass instead of guitar. I wanted to do something different. And I really enjoyed playing bass. It's a different role and a different experience. You have to lock in with the drummer, put down the groove and make sure everything on top of you gets put in the right place harmonically. As a rock musician, I was inspired by people like Duff McKagan, Ben Shepherd, Tim Comerford, Robert DeLeo and Geezer Butler, but also a lot of soul and disco music. And there's so much fun to be had in that. Learning how to play bass properly makes you a more complete musician because you have to listen and play differently. And it gives you more work because bass players are way harder to come by than guitar players. Just make sure that you're actually good at playing bass. Nobody wants a bass player that's untied, all over the place or lazy. Be creative, find your spot in whatever music you're making and get it grooving. And if you're an idiot like me, you can bring big speaker cabinets to a show as a bass player without it being as frowned upon as when you're a guitar player. Not as much fun to carry around, but so much fun to stand in front of and play. Do you play bass or are you considering it? Let me know your stories in the comments below, but please be kind because bass players have been the butt of the joke for far too long, so be kind in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon and I'll see you next time.